What if you're not waiting for them to disappear? What if you're both waiting for the same thing, for someone to finally take that first little step? Not a dramatic confession, not some perfect romantic moment. Sometimes it's much smaller than that. One honest question, one unexpected bit of courage, one simple gesture that quietly says, "It's okay, you can come closer." Because when two people feel something, but neither knows if the feeling is shared, everything becomes strangely careful. You notice more, you think twice, you almost say something, then decide to wait. And maybe they're doing the exact same thing, watching, wondering, hoping for just enough reassurance to finally stop holding back. That's the strange part. You could be waiting for them while they're secretly waiting for you. So today we're uncovering 3 sweet things you both may be waiting for the other person to do first. The first is about giving each other permission to come closer. The second is about finally saying what's been hiding beneath the surface. And the third is the moment when one of you finally stops treating the connection like it's just another ordinary part of life. Because sometimes, the first move isn't about chasing someone. It's simply about having the courage to show them, "You don't have to be afraid of what happens if you take one step toward me." Number 1, you're both waiting to feel safe enough to take the first step. Sometimes the hardest part isn't knowing what you feel. It's wondering, what will happen if I show it? Maybe there's something between you, something neither of you has named. You can feel it. They probably can too, but neither person wants to be the one who changes everything first. So you wait. You watch. You look for a little reassurance. Not a grand confession, not a dramatic declaration, just something small, something that tells you, if I come a little closer, you won't pull away. And this is where things become interesting, because one person might slowly open a door, then immediately wait to see if the other person walks through it. Maybe they tell you something personal, something they don't usually share, and then they watch your reaction. Did you listen? Did you judge them? Did you understand? Your response matters more than you realize, because sometimes that small moment is actually a test. Not a manipulative one, an emotional one. They're quietly asking, "Is it safe to let you see more of me?" Maybe the next time you talk, they become slightly more honest. They mention something they've been thinking about. They reveal a little more than usual. And then they pause, waiting to see what you do with that information. Do you move closer, or do you change the subject? Do you meet their vulnerability, or do you make them regret showing it? This is how 2 careful people can stay stuck in the same place. Both are waiting for proof. Both want to know the other person cares, but neither wants to risk being the first one to look foolish. So the connection remains suspended, not gone, not fully expressed, just waiting. And sometimes a meaningful moment appears. The conversation becomes deeper. The atmosphere changes. You both feel that something could be said, something honest, something that might finally explain what has been happening between you. But then one of you laughs. Someone changes the subject. The moment passes, and everything returns to normal, at least on the surface. But inside, you both know something almost happened. That's why the first move isn't always about attraction. Sometimes it's about creating safety. It's about showing someone that their feelings won't be used against them, that their honesty won't be punished, that if they take one small step toward you, you won't suddenly disappear. Maybe that's what you're both waiting for. Not permission to fall in love, not permission to make everything complicated, just permission to be a little more honest. Because sometimes people don't hide their feelings because they don't care. They hide them because they care enough to be afraid. And the sweetest first move may simply be the moment one person finally says, without saying it, "You don't have to protect yourself from me." That's when the walls begin to come down. Not all at once, just enough for something real to finally have room to breathe. Number 2, you're both waiting for someone to say what the silence already knows. There are some things people never say, because saying them would make them real. Maybe you've noticed it. A conversation starts normally, nothing unusual. Then somehow, it gets a little deeper, a little more personal, and suddenly one of you changes the subject. Just like that, the moment disappears, but the feeling doesn't, because sometimes silence carries its own kind of language. You both know something is there, you just don't know who will be brave enough to name it first. Maybe someone starts to say something honest. I've been thinking about, then they stop. A quick laugh, a change of subject, and the conversation moves on. But you remember it, because you know there was something behind those unfinished words, and perhaps they remember it too. That's the strange tension between two people who feel more than they admit. Ordinary moments start carrying unusual weight. A simple goodbye feels different. A quiet conversation lingers. A random question suddenly sounds like it has another meaning underneath it. Neither person says anything, but both notice. And sometimes that's the hardest part. You're not waiting for a perfect confession. You're not expecting a dramatic speech. You're waiting for one honest sentence, something simple, something real. I think there's something between us. Because once someone says it, everything changes. The guessing stops. The pretending becomes harder. And suddenly, two people have to face what they've both been quietly wondering. Maybe that's why neither of you speaks. Not because there's nothing to say, but because there might be too much. Sometimes the words are already there, sitting quietly between two people, waiting. And perhaps the first move isn't saying something new. Maybe it's simply having the courage to finally say out loud what the silence has been saying all along. Number 3, you both keep calling it a coincidence. Here's the one people usually notice last. You start realizing how often your lives somehow overlap. Not in some dramatic, movie-like way. It's much quieter than that. You just keep ending up in the same places, having conversations at strangely perfect moments, crossing paths when you least expect it. And every time it happens, you both have the same reaction. Funny coincidence. Then you move on. But after a while, the word coincidence starts feeling a little too convenient, because maybe you both keep creating small opportunities to be around each other. Not consciously, not in an obvious way, you just happen to choose the same place, stay a little longer, take the longer route, join the conversation you could have easily ignored. Nothing seems important by itself, but when you put all those moments together, a pattern begins to appear. And perhaps the most interesting part is the timing. You think about something, then they bring it up. You're having a difficult day, and somehow that's when you hear from them. You're about to walk away from a conversation, and suddenly it becomes the one conversation you didn't know you needed. You both notice these things, you just don't talk about them, because giving them meaning would mean admitting the connection might be more than ordinary. So you keep calling it luck, timing, chance, anything except what it might actually be. But maybe that's what you're both waiting for one person to finally stop hiding behind the word coincidence, to look at everything that's happened and simply wonder, what if this isn't random? Because sometimes the first move isn't getting closer. You may already be close. Sometimes the first move is much braver. It's acknowledging that something unusual has been quietly growing between you. And maybe the sweetest moment isn't when two people finally find each other. Maybe it's when they finally stop pretending they were ever just a coincidence. Sometimes two people aren't waiting because they don't know what they feel. They're waiting because they don't know what the other person feels. So they become careful. They hold back. They wait for a sign and quietly hope the other person will be brave first. But here's something worth thinking about. What if the person you're secretly waiting for is standing on the other side of the exact same silence? What if they're wondering the same thing? Should I say something? Should I take one step closer? What if they don't feel the same? Maybe that's why some connections stay suspended for so long. Not because the feelings aren't real, but because both people are afraid of being the first to reveal them. And sometimes you don't need a grand gesture. You don't need the perfect words. You just need one small moment of courage, one honest question, one little step forward. Because someone has to break the silence eventually, and maybe it could be you. So remember this, sometimes two people spend so long waiting for the other to take the first step, they never realize they were both standing in the same place, hoping someone would finally say, "You can come closer."